Hey, Old Boar here. Welcome back to Volchoria. I finally have all of my train tracks put in to the places that I want to take train lines to, passenger trains. Got one here, over here. This is the university station. This is a station here that I'm thinking about moving a little bit more closely to the area that I want to populate out. And I want to start to fill in some of these areas with some population. And I learned something pretty important, and that is, if you start to put in a lot of population, your simulation is going to slow for a little while getting those people into their houses. And I've experienced that already, and I thought to myself, am I really going to want to add more population to the map? But we want these little towns to start to use the trains to get into the city. That's kind of our first step. Then we can go on to cargo lines and industry, etc. We're just taking it slow and going in phases. Using phases. Just not trying to do everything at once. That's another advantage of playing without money. This little 2-lane, 2-unit road is very interesting. I'm really kind of liking it. I might want to take this just a little bit of a curve here. I like this little road, 2-unit, 2-lane road. This is our highway basically. And this is what would be the arterial road, or this could just be considered the arterial road through this little town. And we want to do some other things here. We want to take these up into these little hills after we have created a little through street, probably up to here. Maybe take a little road up into this, put a few houses on this little hill here. Just want to use these new road assets to get to learn how to use them. It's really not much different than this, which has a sidewalk. I believe this just has parking. I'm really not seeing much difference there. Same speed limit. We have a new mod as well called Traffic, and basically you click this. Where is the traffic mod? And it's kind of like Intersection Marking Tool and Traffic Manager President Edition all rolled up into one. And we would basically be able to go from here to here This is remove the connection. They right click and it's gone. Did it remove it? It did. And this connects it back. We probably want a light here. You know, where I'm from, occasionally you'll see a light on the highway. And that's what they're experiencing there. So, the real difference between these two roads is we'll find out if one has parking and one doesn't. Like I say, that's why we want to use those. And this is just a little bit of a hill. And the next street, which we could drop that down. No, we're just gonna have a hill here. This little hill, we want to place those houses a specific way so that those really wonky backyards, the backyards that are really out of reality, don't come in. But I do want that. I want that hill back there. And this area back in here. You might just smooth it out a bit before you go trying to create roads. It's just a good idea. And we're going to stay with this little road here. I might just start to take these this direction. Yeah, if you're new to the old war, sit back, relax, take a deep breath, and you might learn something. I have a recent video of City Skylines 1 of Dakota Falls, and here's my assessment. This could be because I played City Skylines 1 for so long. Or it could be because in some ways City Skylines 2 is more fun. Now, I just saw that Sully and some other mod creators are developing the ability to import assets. And it just so happens that today I was on the Steam Workshop looking at train assets. And I was thinking to myself, maybe Colossal Order. Don't want to get these too close to that. We can use some sound barriers, although they're kind of ugly. Colossal Order could have thought to themselves, listen, City Skylines 1 has all of this community created content. Train assets, buildings, maps, trees, bushes, automobiles, and they might have made this game easier to play for people who may not want to go into all that detail to load up all those mods, etc. Mods and assets. And this is the reason they've gone to the trouble for City Skylines 2 to be easier to play. And of course, it was a very ambitious project, and the simulation is just miles beyond City Skylines 1 as far as what it should be doing, okay? And so maybe what they're thinking is City Skylines 2 is a little bit more user focused for people who are just coming into city building. And therefore, it's just a different game. Now, I would have to say the vanilla game of City Skylines 1 is not as fun as the vanilla game of City Skylines 2. I think I can say that with some certainty. And I'm surprised that I would be willing to go back and play the simulation and play with money on the next series that I do. I wanted to test out this idea of long-term, large-scale planning to see if this is the way I want to play City Skylines. I'm not for sure if this road would really be back in here, or there might just be something that goes here that should be here. Just can't imagine what that would be, that they would want a view of this. Or it might be one of these telecommunication towers, because I'm not quite for sure how much the other one is reaching. This telecommunication tower would reach the airport and this whole back area here. We just see where I would want to put that. That on and off of that particular view is Shift W. And that kind of is indicative of what you might see coming through on this highway. I think that's a good idea. We probably need one over in this area, and it might be up on this hill here. Big ugly telecom tower on the hill. Here's a little wonkiness that I'd like to do differently. So these little hills that have this is just strange right there, but I'll leave it. This is where I want to put in my little neighborhood. And I want to do it a little differently. I'm not going to come back on this road with housing. And I want to put in different sizes. And this big home right here on the edge of town would be fairly typical. And then in these little neighborhoods, just do 3x3s and 4x4s. This is a 3x3, 2 spaces, another one. This would be a 4x4. Maybe some of these minimalist houses, 3x3. And see how this looks. Apparently, you're gonna not get that many more citizens in a larger footprint. Maybe. And just dot them through. 4x4. Some of these are going to already split. You could plop them. And I do like to plop houses. Let's just do these 3x3s. And so on these hills, we don't want those backyards going straight down into nothingness. As a matter of fact, we could just put these 2x2s in here. Whoops, let's try that one. It's already done. It's already become what it was. It's a 2x3. We don't want anything on the intersection there. I think it just makes it look a little bit more realistic. That you have space between the houses. You can also come back through with the tree brush and deal with those spaces. And being careful to not get too close to that highway. This is the sound barrier. Let's see. Sound barriers don't go on these big highways. It should. Maybe they don't allow the 6-lane highways to have sound barriers. Either that or that's a 6-lane road. This is just a 6-lane road. We're not going to get a sound barrier on it. And do I want to populate this entire area out as I'm doing it here? I'm going to give just a little bit of commercial. some office. I think I chose the wrong road there. It's okay. And we might just connect this road up here. And this is a little bit of a hill. We might just go back in here a bit or something. This is bringing in power from the ocean. That's pretty strange. Okay. And so we have some people coming in over here. These are just not going to look the greatest, but it looks typical for this back woody area here. Don't forget your parks. Small park. And we might just put a medium-sized park somewhere in here. Right there. It's a medium-sized park. And I thought about putting a little house back up on this hill here. This would have to bridge across, I guess. And usually you would want to do this first, which that's the wrong one. This is too big, and we want to curve around. So we would right click up in here, right click here, and right click up in there, and just curve this around. And then right click here and right click there and wind this around until we get to this area, which needs to be flat for a house. We could just smooth this off. And we could put one of those specialized houses there. This is where I would rather have this tool. To do these really sharp curves. And one more. Maybe not. It's okay. There's a little dip there. And then this is a straight piece to the side without crosswalks. Film actor mansion, painter mansion. Let's look at the painter's mansion. The painter's mansion. I like it right there. Okay. We could fix this. Probably needs to be fixed from there. Just like that. You can actually change this tiling to look a little bit more realistic. I think I like that better. This is not realistic. I like it. This is Blackbird. Wherever this place is in the world. Mountains like this you would see in Switzerland, Austria, Italy, not with all those trees on them and not green in color. And maybe in Southeast Asia, like in China, Laos, Vietnam area. So I don't really know what part of the world Volchoria is, but I like it. It's just an imaginary place where we come to relax and put in train lines and fix wonky hills that are just a hill in the middle of nowhere for no reason at all. And probably trim that back. And we didn't even affect the cars that were on that road. Got this little bridge here with this retaining wall. I guess it's okay. It's a lot better than that hump. And as far as I know, we haven't had any passengers come from this line, but we should fairly soon. So this is the beginnings of Blackbird. And this is our central train station, which we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines, 7 Where's Blackbird line? Where's the Blackbird line? This is Blackbird? This isn't Blackbird. This is... Oh, Blackbird Island. I have got my names confused. This is Brierwood. And does Brierwood have a train line? It should have a train line coming in to here. Well, we'd better do that. And we would want those people to get on this side. No, this is where the cargo through line needs to come. Let's see. We would want them to be here. And let's see. It comes all the way out. And it could be on the outside, just for something different. And look at how it crosses over somehow. There is something really wonky going on there. It should go all the way out from this line. So we'll fix that in the next section, in the next session. Now that we have Brierwood populated out, I think I've been calling it Blackbird. That is Brierwood over there. That's the artist's house, the painter's mansion. Thanks for watching The Old Boar. Take care now.